Hi, it's Pete Cohen and welcome to Your Best Year Yet. This is a series of 4 podcasts that we are going to be bringing to you to help you make 2018 your best year ever. It's going to be unbelievable. I'm actually recording this today on the 31st of the 12th, 2017, and we're going to be getting these podcasts out to you to really help you create an unbelievable year. It is a time where there is so much possibility and there's so much enthusiasm in the air. And I think people see the end of the year and the start of something incredible. But the reality is this, it's very simple. The numbers, they're really against us in terms of deciding there's something that we want to do and actually making it happen. Now, in these series of podcasts, I'm going to arm you in what you need, some tools, some tips, some techniques, some strategies to help you go above and beyond and not be one of the 92% of people who set New Year's resolutions and don't achieve them. But look, before we get stuck in, let me tell you that today's broadcast is brought to you by Mi365.me/elite, Mi365.me/elite. One of the things that we believe is everybody needs coaching. Everyone needs someone in their corner, not only supporting them and encouraging them, but more importantly, inspiring you every single day, giving you the tips and tools and techniques and strategies to help you go above and beyond what you thought you could do. We believe your future is unwritten, and we believe that you have the power to change. Go over to Mi365.me/elite. Go and find out what being elite is all about and what having a world-class coach, who happens to be me, coaching you every single day, the difference that that could make to your life. So let's get on with the show. So this is a great time of year. Happy New Year! But the first thing I want to share with you today is to help you understand that a New Year's resolution isn't going to cut it. You don't need a resolution. What you need is, I wonder how many of you have already said that word in your head and you didn't even know what I was going to say, or maybe you've seen the title of the podcast, so you know what I'm going to say. A resolution, that's not going to cut it. What you need is a charge revolution. Those of you that are listening to this on the podcast, I just drew a sword out. You need a revolution. This isn't the best sword in the world because it's made out of plastic. But the point is this. You need to go on the attack. You need to go towards a revolution in terms of a resolution. And look, let me explain to you the difference. This morning, I went to the dictionary online, which we do seem to do most things online, to really look at what's the difference in the meaning of the word. And this is really quite interesting. A resolution is when you make a firm decision to do one thing or another. So think about it. It's when you make a firm decision to do one thing or another thing. Now, when I thought about this, I thought, okay, it's either one thing or another thing. And in my head, I'm fighting against another thing. I want to do this. I'll choose to do this, but I'm making a firm decision to do something and not to do something else. So for me, it means that thing that I don't want to do is always there. It's kind of niggling away at me. So think about this. What is your New Year's resolution? What are all the things in your life that maybe 2018 you want to create, you want to take on? Maybe things that you want to leave behind. Maybe you want to be slimmer, fitter, healthier. Maybe you want to stop procrastinating and really go to work on that book you've been longing to write. Maybe you want to get your finances in order. I like to categorize my goals into 3 different areas. So one of them is definitely family goals. My other is my own energy, which is my health. And then service, which relates to many people in work. So I like to set goals in all 3 of those. And in the 4 podcasts that we will be sharing with you, I will be giving you tools around all of those things. But just start off, top line, what's wildly important to you? And if something is wildly important to you, you probably realize that there's going to be a force against it. You know, there is nothing ever achieved in life of great significance without great difficulty. You know that, I know that. So what's the difference? Okay, so when you make a resolution, think about it. You're fighting against yourself, if you like, which is one of the biggest battles any of us will ever face. And if you see, those of you that are watching this on YouTube, you can see I'm actually watching, I'm wearing a Make It Happen. It's an Air Jordan. It's a Nike company. It's all from Nike. And Nike, as you probably know, they say just do it. They recognize the fact that you could just do something or just not do it. And that's where hesitation sets in. And that's where many of us get caught up. So you might start off with great intention. And there's an Indian ancient Sanskrit word meaning a hero in the beginning. So 1st of January, you could go, yes, charge. And you move forwards on your resolution. But as soon as you get comfortable, as soon as the going gets tough, what you're fighting against rises up and you end up going back to what it is that you were doing before. You might want to write this down or you might want to really think about this. Extremely powerful words. History is often repeated. You know, lessons in life are repeated until we learn. So what is the difference between a resolution and a revolution? Well, when I went and looked up what revolution means, I thought it was really interesting to find out that it means a dramatic, wide-reaching change in conditions, attitude, or operation, an overthrow of a system. You know, it's time for a new order. So think about it. What would you prefer to have? A resolution? And maybe you've had many resolutions before. Many years. How many times you said, this is the year? You see, if we don't look at this differently, and we don't decide to go on a revolution and create, as I've said here, a dramatic, wide-reaching change in conditions, attitude, or operation, an overthrow of an old system. So think about this. You've had a system, a way of doing things, and there's probably things that you want to change. So let me give you an example. A lady I knew many years ago, her name was Seika, an amazing health practitioner, but she used to smoke. And she used to smoke sometimes 40, sometimes up to 60 cigarettes a day. I mean, she was a full-on smoker. And one day, she decided to stop. She just said, that's it. She told me, she said, this is the day I'm going to stop. So I saw her a couple of months later and I said to her, how are you getting on? You know, did you find it difficult? And she went, no. I said, well, do you not went through any of those kind of cravings or anything that other people will go through? And she said, no. You know, she said nicotine is only really in the system for a couple of days. The real challenge with stopping smoking is your mindset. And she said that she had started a revolution. And the revolution was that she never smoked. And the revolution was she is a healthy person. I mean, that's a dramatic change. And in her mind, she could see herself being someone who didn't smoke, who was healthy and looked good, and her clothes smelled nice, and everything was better. Everything was working better. And she put that image in her mindset, and she moved forwards. She had convinced herself, if you like, that she'd never smoked. Now, that's a dramatic change. Can you not see that that's a revolution in the way that we think? You see, if you always do what you have always done, you are always going to get the same response. And I know many of you, and this is why the revolutions happen. And if you look at history of man, you see that there's been countless revolutions and lots of revolutionaries, people who went, no, that's it, no more, from Martin Luther King to Gandhi to Roman emperors to people that just went no. But it was the fact that for most of them, enough was enough. In many cases, enough was enough. What about you? What about you? Your life matters. But have you had enough of what it is that you want to change? I'm not sure if that actually makes sense. Have you had enough of something that is making you want to do something else? Look, my goal over the next 3 other podcasts that you'll hear is to help you look at how to formulate habits, how to set goals, how to create momentum in what you're doing. You have, like everyone else, you have the power, you have the ability, but it's creating the desire in you to move forwards. That when you start a revolution, it's not about having a bad day. It's not about having a setback, because it's not about having a setback to give up. It's about, if you have a setback, it's something you need to learn to get stronger and move forwards positively in the direction that you want to go. Many of you who know me and have listened to the hundreds of podcasts that we've done to understand, look, if you want to be normal and you want to be like everyone else, great. But if you don't today decide that it's time for a revolution, then chances are you will be exactly where you are in a year's time, but maybe be more unhappy, more depressed, more feeling like you just haven't given it your best chance, maybe overweight. I don't know what it's going to be, but we have a chance right now, today, to start a revolution. So where do you want your revolution to go? It's all very well thinking, you know what, I've had enough, I want to move forwards, but where are we going, my friends? Mi365 will continue to be here for you. Our podcast will continue to put out great content to help and inspire you as you start your charge and continuously move forwards regardless of the obstacles that you will face. And we will look at that in these 3 podcasts, how to deal with the obstacles. And between now and then, first thing, are you ready to start a revolution? Do you right now understand the difference between a resolution? Resolution, you could do this, you could do that. And every day, it's like a seesaw that could go one way or the other. And in most places, in most cases, people just go back to what they were doing before because that's easy. But when we start a revolution, it's because we're going to create something completely new, a new system, a new approach. That's what we're doing. So what I'd like you to do now and between when you listen to our next podcast is to think about, what are the obstacles? What are the things in the past that have knocked you off your feet when you've been moving towards creating a new way of thinking, a new way of acting, new results, new solutions, and new you? What are the obstacles that have knocked you down? Because I'm going to give you some specific tools and tips to help you deal with those, because it's going to happen. There's an old Chinese proverb that says a path with no obstacles doesn't go anywhere. And it's the obstacles that make us stronger. We call them OTMs. OTMs, opportunities to move. No, that's another one. We call opportunities obstacles make me stronger. I'm so fired up about what we're doing right here, right now. So, what's your biggest learning? What is your biggest takeaway from what I've just shared with you right here, right now? If you've enjoyed the podcast and you listen to this on iTunes, feel free to make a comment. Our podcast is still, after over a year, we are still in the top 10 for the most noteworthy and news podcasts. So please leave a comment. If you're watching this on our webpage, make a comment, share it, get it out there. You never know, someone might just listen to this information and it might radically change their life. So finally, go and check out mi365.me/elite and find out what world-class coaching can do for you every single day. A community of like-minded people who are on a similar journey to you, and the most incredible, up-to-date, proven techniques in helping you transform your life today. Head over to mi365.me/elite and find out what that is all about. Thank you for watching, and join me for podcast number 2 in the series of the best year yet. Take care, much love, and we'll see you soon.